We arrived at Porto by train at the central station. The simple facade of the St. Benedict railway station hides its soul. In fact, all its beauty is to be found inside the building. The white and blue mosaic consists of 20,000 azulejo tiles. We admire the coloured tiles, which reproduce scenes from the lives of ordinary people and the most important historical events in the country. Santo Ildefonso is an 18th century church in Porto and is a fine example of the Baroque style, with its blue and white ceramic tiles which adorn the facade. This street is the ideal place for shopping. Here you will find all the shops that exist in a shopping centre, plus the shops of traditional commerce. Cafe Majestic remains a beautiful setting for cultural events. When you get inside, it looks like you have been transported to the beginning of the last century. The interior stands out with sculptural angels, wooden furniture and carved ceilings, giving the room a special outline. Everything together turns the main hall into the deck of an expensive ship's restaurant. The cafe pays special attention to desserts and coffee. Majestic Cafe is the only place in Porto where all kinds of this refreshing drink are presented, and it is considered to be the best cafe in the city. We got into the tram number 22 and continued on seeing the city. Since there is one track, the seats in this tram are arranged in both ways, which is very convenient for passengers to sit in the right direction. The facade of the church is made in the style of classicism and has a very strict look. In contrast to the modest appearance, the interior of the church surprises you, with an abundance of gilt and rich decor inherent in the lush Baroque style. The outer walls of the church are also lined with azulejo tiles that depict the life of saints. On the map, we determined our path to the highest tower of Porto. This church is 76 metres high. Its tall bell tower can be seen from various points of the city, and it is one of the most characteristic landmarks. The church was built in the Baroque style for the Brotherhood of the Clergy of Niccolò Nasoni, an Italian architect and painter. Interior of the church is amazing. We are climbing up the 225 steps. When we reached the bell tower, we could clearly see a lot of bells of different sizes. In the end, we got to the summit of the tower and we were rewarded with one of the most wonderful views over the city. We continued walking the streets. Chinese are as usual entertaining themselves. We like this dancing man. From afar we were thinking that the lady was the real one.
Sei como é que é, eu sou deles. E o casalzinho lá no fundo do pisão, se virando a maior paixão. Então segue essa viagem.
We are looking for the bookstore Lello. The Lello is considered as a real cathedral of books. The winding central staircase with its unusual shape leads to the upper floors where you can find more books. Who doesn't know Harry Potter? Well, stay to know that the staircase that J.K. Rowling describes at Hogwarts takes its inspiration on the one that we find in this bookstore. According to many, Delello is one of the most impressive bookshops in the world. Many people visit it not for the purpose of buying books, but rather to appreciate the beauty that exists inside. Unfortunately, I did not buy anything as a big queue to pay. We are heading to Ribeira, which is one of the most picturesque quarters of the city. This district attracts the attention of you tourists for its unusual architecture, and it is included in the UNESCO World Heritage List. Charming ancient multicoloured houses immediately attract your attention as they are small in size, colourful facades positioned side by side. In the lower part of Ribeira is the Iron Dom Louis I bridge that connects Porto to the nearby city of Vila Nova de Gaia. We will visit this place later. You can see here the inhabitants strolling leisurely along the embankment or taking a siesta in the shade of the trees. All this creates a unique urban landscape. The Dom Louis I bridge is a work by Theophile Seyrig, who is one of the best Gustave Eiffel's pupils. It weighs over 3,000 tons and is 45 metres high. This bridge is built on 2 levels. The metro runs on the upper level and buses and cars on the lower level. Now we are going up by vernacular to the upper level. The Dom Louis I bridge was built in 1881 and today it's the symbol of the city. What a wonderful view from here. Around the bridge and along the banks of the Douro you can see numerous boats, containers and barrels that over the course of many centuries were used for the transport of port wine from the production cellars to the warehouses. We are going down to the River Douro, Cais de Gaia. It was from here that port wine started to be exported and where the import trade of various other goods took place. It is the home of port wine cellars and warehouses, where the famous port wine is stored nowadays. We found a lovely terrace lounge cafe, which is perched on top of the Esparco Porto cruise, a space developed to celebrate the culture of port wine. And here we are, testing the wine and enjoying a fantastic 360-degree view over the Douro River and the Porto and Gaia riverfronts. We are looking for the Quinta Santa Eufemia cellar for degustation of port wine. We met a funny figure of hair made of pieces of plastic, metal and other unnecessary waste. Isn't it amazing? We found the place and went in. Quinta Santa Eufemia is managed by the 4th generation of the family and has its own vineyard of over 50 hectares and produces grapes of the richest varieties, trodden in the traditional way and fermented on granite vats in order to extract their finest essences. We are testing tawny port. The wine is aged in oak casks before being selectively blended. Port is a fortified wine, which means it is more alcoholic and therefore sweeter than regular wine. We took the cable car and coming back to the upper level of the bridge, once again we could see our cosy terrace lounge 360 degrees beneath. We are coming back by metro to the centre city Porto. The area and the building of the town hall are designed in a single architectural style, so the residents of Porto are protesting against the colourful advertising McDonald's, which can be seen here. Today is Sunday, and we decided to go for a walk. Despite early morning, there are already many people on the streets. We saw a beautiful cat here. Everyone who was passing by paid a lot of attention to this lovely cat. There are more and more people coming here, and we can see a lot of different activities. There have been lots of different entertainments today.
È uno suino, chama-se o standard da Jabardenca.
It was our last evening in Porto. We went for an evening stroll. We are coming down to the river. The night view of the city was magnificent. We walked along the embankment, which is more lively than during the day. We climbed the bridge to admire the beauty of the night city. Then we returned to the centre. The square was already decorated for Christmas. People were having fun and everyone looked happy. This walk added depth to my experience of Porto.